Hi, it's Dominic from the msguide.com. Today, we're joined by somebody really special because they have a foot in the patient and the researcher camps. And we're going to hear all about that right now. Hi, Roberto. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, Dom, and everyone. Thanks for having me here at the MS Guide. So I am Roberto, and I am a PhD student in a European-funded project that is called Becominded. I'm doing my PhD here in Antwerp, in Belgium, in the cloudy Belgium, I will say. And as Dominic said to you, I am with one foot in the patient side, unfortunately or fortunately, I don't want to judge that, and with one foot in the scientist part of this MS. If you're asking to yourself if this was a causality, it wasn't, because I was born as a computer science. And suddenly, in the first year of my bachelor, MS came into my life. And yeah, what I did, I have to admit, having MS, it's a lot of energy, negative energy, but you have to use that energy, otherwise that energy will destroy you. So what I decided to do at that point of my life, after 3 or 4 years, I have to admit this because it was a long process, I concentrate all this energy into the field of the research of MS. What is the best motivation of finding something to help patient of MS when you are a patient with MS? So that was my really big motivation, and I was able to really turn upside down my career, start studying medical science. I became a medical engineer, working with MRI daily, helping patients. And what I decided to do is becoming an engineer that helps doctors that are helping MS. So in the end, if you connect to the point, I'm helping people with MS, and I'm helping myself.
Roberto, that's amazing. I think it speaks to the fact that MS is everywhere. You were born in Canada. You're Italian, you live in Belgium, you've got MS, you've had MS for 15 years, is that right?
Yes, I was diagnosed in 2005, in the first year of my bachelor. I was 20 years old, yes.
Right, okay, so it's anybody who wants to know how old you are can work it out. But, and turning that negative energy around, that's a really good, I like the way you say that because, yeah, I mean, frankly, MS, I don't know how to put this nicely, it really pisses you off. So, rather than just sit there and do it, you've turned it into something amazing. This is what I want to talk to you about today. All of us have been in MRI machines. We've all been into that tube and it's clanged and it's banged. And then we've seen those really sort of groovy looking black and white pictures, But I know you're involved in the AI, the artificial intelligence analysis to do with MS. And you work for a company called Icometrix in Belgium who help you with your PhD. And they're at the forefront. What I really want to know is, A, tell me if I'm understanding this properly, and B, what does this mean for us as MS patients? Because I mean, you are one too, as well as an engineer. What is this incredible advances going to mean for us?
Yes, there is really lots of advantages. Like, for example, one thing that I would like to let you realize, Dominic, is that as human, we cannot see everything, right? I mean, we think that we can see everything, but there are much more information than what our eyes can see on that images. AI help us, artificial intelligence help us exactly in this. It's able to let us to discover biomarkers that by visually, like just a radiologist cannot see there. So we are working through this. We are working to really watching well inside this image. And when I'm telling to you watching well, it's not like I take the image and I watch the image. No, there is an algorithm there. There is something there that is able to extract something that I will not be able if I don't use this really high power tool that is the AI. And this is what we are doing in icometrix. We are working through this process. Actually, they are really quite huge on this. Like, they're doing a lots of good work on that, but we still miss a puzzle, a piece that is the one of the prediction of future disability in MS.
Right. So if we move forward, so the MRI is sitting in front of the doctor. Normally, a neuroradiologist would have made remarks on that MRI, and then the doctor with their experience will also see things. But what I understand now, essentially, the artificial intelligence has also looked at it, because it's 3D, really, if you think about all the slices, and said, I think I see indications that the following might be the case now, is likely to happen in the future. And I mean, is that correct? And what will that mean? So when they're having their decisions and choices supported by this, what will it actually mean for the patient, for you and me?
Okay, that will be really the final goal, to have the prediction of your MS, of my MS, of the patient of MS. So
Hmm.
think about if a patient came in the doctor office, and in the first symptom that he has, the doctor is able to know what will be the MS of this patient in the next 5 years. We know we have more than 12, more than 15 drugs now, right now, treatment that we
Mm-hmm.
can give to the patient. But all of them, they are not the same in terms of side effect. So the doctor at that point can really well decide, I can give this really really more effective treatment, even if the cost of side effect is a bit higher. But I know, because I can see here in this MRI that this patient will get really worse in the next 3 years. Or another patient, it will not get worse. So probably he will not have treatment, or he will have a small treatment, light treatment, just checking more often probably, but it doesn't need to deal with this kind of treatment. Even because you have to remember, and you really know well this, because you are always in the patient side, that there are even women on this side. And I mean, for them, it's even different, because if you're like programming a pregnancy, you cannot have a lots of treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the treatment decision, it's the key point in MS nowadays, because we are going through a personalized treatment for MS people.
Right. So it helps the doctor choose the right drug that's appropriate for the sort of MS that the computers help them say by seeing the things that other people, human beings, can't see. The computer said it's probably going to be like this. And therefore, you may want to, well, the doctor will know what they will want to do, but they understand that it's like you say. Frankly, some of us get diagnosed and it gets very serious very quickly. And other people, like me, I guess, I've had it 28 years and I am relatively okay, but I get ocrelizumab just because, bang, let's treat you with some of the most powerful stuff, and I'm all up for that. But maybe I don't need ocrelizumab's ability to be as tough as it is. But who knows? But right now they can't tell. But in the future, these things will start to help them pick, and then they can say to me, Dominic, I'm not going to give you ocrelizumab. I'm going to give you, oh, I don't know, Tecfidera, because it's most suited to the sort of type of MS that you've got.
Yes, indeed, that will
Wow.
be the ideal case in the future. But one thing that I want to remark here is like, we don't want to replace radiologists or doctors. No, never. We just
No,
want to help them in discover more what is under that MRI. So it's just an help to them on discovering more biomarkers. Let's say
yeah,
that.
yeah. Oh, exactly. It's like I wouldn't be comfortable in a car where I could actually watch Netflix. I want to have the computer maybe help me drive the car. That it's got a radar in front that it says, "Look up, everybody's stopping, pay attention," and it's a
Exactly.
decision aid.
Yes,
You know,
exactly that. Like, yeah,
it's not
that will
driving my car. So I see. So essentially, it's going to underpin the experience and intelligence and ability of the neuroradiologists and the neurologists to enable us to get better treatment. Is that fair?
yes, yes,
Excellent.
is totally
Oh,
fair.
all right.
Yeah.
And that's brilliant. I mean, to wrap this up, because it's a fairly brief thing, I think there's two questions to ask. One is, when is this going to be making a sort of general difference as opposed to a couple of people that might be trialing it? And secondly, tell me if you've had your MRI checked. I mean, the temptation must be so great. So
Yes,
how
actually,
long, and make it personal. Have you looked into Roberto's MRIs?
I always look into my MRI, but with my eyes, not with the eye.
All
So,
right. Not, you don't want the computer to tell you anything.
I mean, I want, but the other people must know, not me. Like, I can put my MRI in the system, but I will anonymize myself, and I will not know if I'm working with my MRI. It's
So
quite
you're the
difficult.
patient. When it comes to this, you're the patient. I don't want to hear.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I don't want to hear.
Regarding patients, and when are the rest of us going? When are our doctors? I'm in the UK, some people in the US, Canada, India, wherever. When's this going to be the sort of thing that a doctor is just going to have as normal tools?
We are already having not this final tool, but we are using AI daily. I can
Mhm.
tell you something. Is daily evaluated the atrophy of the brain, the volume of the brain. Before was not evaluated. And to evaluate the volume of the brain, we are using AI in icometrix, for example. To evaluate the number of lesions, the new lesion, we are using AI. To evaluate the expanding of the lesion, we are using AI. So we are building this world.
But the doctors, my doctors never said anything to me about AI is helping us look at your MRIs. I mean, when's it likely, you know, so for the average person like me, where my doctor is using it? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
In the stage that we are now, I cannot give an answer on the prediction for the future on MS. And yeah, your doctor will never say you that. Never, because probably he doesn't know either. But believe me, on the report that he's reading, there are daily using AI. So
right, okay. So it's kind of there and it's just going to get more, but the doctor doesn't necessarily see it. But AI may be playing a part already.
Yeah. We are building. Like you are putting a lots of bricks to build the wall. Let's say that. So in the end, you will see the wall. But for now, let's just see the bricks. So
perfect.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Roberto, thank you so much for coming on the msguide.com and telling us about this. I think you are in an incredibly unique position. So it was really good of you to spend some time with us today. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Dominic. It was a pleasure.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Bye.